Hello everyone, Gianluca Massi speaking on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope project, and it's a pleasure once again to be live here, bringing to you the beauty of the cosmos. Tonight we will start actually a new series of live feeds, just sharing monthly what is up in the sky. So every month a new show, a new opportunity to explore the night sky. I'm very happy to welcome you on this, as I said, on this premiere, actually an experiment, and I hope you will enjoy our time together. The sky tonight is quite good here in Manciano, Italy. We are in the Maremma, southern Tuscany, about 120 kilometers north of Rome. It is where one of the telescopes, part of the Virtual Telescope project, are installed. And I want to start sharing with you the console of the telescope, and so that you can have a quick evidence of what is going on. As you know, this is the console of the telescope. We will move the telescope in real time, and actually this is the telescope itself. I want to show you also the telescope to you, as I really like the idea to bring to you the reality of this as much as possible. Here it is, of course, we are in the middle of the night there. There are even the stars on the very background, and perhaps you can recognize a bit of the telescope in the shadow like a silhouette. That is the telescope we will be moving and using together. As a first object, I would like to share with you a place up there that we visited very well and in detail a few weeks ago. That is Messier 101 spiral galaxy, a wonderful spiral galaxy, by the way, where in 20 days ago, 3 weeks ago more or less, a bright supernova was discovered by a Greek Japanese astronomer, amateur astronomer, and I want to go there and have a look to see how the supernova is, what is its condition right now. I already know it is bright, but I want to show you this amazing thing, because as I said, this is something just connected with our cosmos happening right now. I love the idea to show to people worldwide via our project what is happening now. And I want to thank also the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project. They are, of course, Software Bisque, C-Web, and Telescope Live. Time for us to slew on the first object, and you will see the telescope moving now that I asked to our system to move and reach the Messier 101. There is some delay, but I am confident that you will see what is happening at the telescope soon, so that at least you can have an idea. Here we are. You can see that the telescope changed its pointing significantly, and this is saying that we are on the right place, my friends. And now that we are looking basically overhead, not far from the Big Dipper, look where you see the crosshairs here, we can have a quick view just to be sure that the galaxy is there. I select a few things just to be sure that we will have, as I said, a very quick view to see if we can recognize at least the shape of the spiral cosmic island, the galaxy we are going to observe. And I think we are pretty lucky here. Let me ask the system to adjust a bit the pointing here, my friends. Just taking a new image, and then I will ask our telescope to collect a few images back to back, just to be sure that we have data also for future further analysis. This is the case. I will start imaging and I will start telling you what we are seeing. If you are a whole friend of the virtual telescope, perhaps you joined our previous live feed when we shared, the supernova live. Time for me to remove the telescope in order to have the preview here well visible. Sorry for the little delay. So this is a preview, of course, of the galaxy. You can see its shape, the elegant shape of the spiral, just this grand design, just made visible by the position, the structure of this cosmic island. In this beautiful galaxy, this is Messier 101, placed about 21 million light years far away, and there are several stars. How beautiful this picture is, by the way, my friends. And this is the galaxy, of course, swirling around the nucleus, and you can recognize the shape, as I said, its arms and many stars, but the stars belong to the Milky Way. We are looking to this cosmic island, which is more than 20 million light years away, and of course between us and this far galaxy there are many stars of our galaxy. We are just inside our Milky Way, so we see all the Milky Way stars along the line of sight, but among those stars there is just one belonging to the galaxy we are observing, and this one is the star we wanted to see. This is the supernova SN2013 IXF, and I'm pleased to share this amazing image with you. So these are live images of the galaxy showing the supernova. Of course, being so far away, this galaxy is quite faint. I must say it is a quite faint galaxy, and in order to show it we have to collect light for quite a while, and I asked our system to collect images with an exposure time of 60 seconds, 1 minute. In other words, our very sensitive camera is collecting the faint light coming from this cosmic island for 60 seconds. Then after 1 minute of light collection, the signal is just properly converted in a way that the system, the computer, can read it, and the image is just displayed. So we have to collect light for 1 minute before the system is able to show this beautiful structure, this beautiful shape, my friends. And as I say to you, the supernova is this one. In other words, this bright star, the brightest star we can see in this very small piece of sky we are imaging, is not in the Milky Way. That is not perhaps 100, 1000, 10,000 light years far away. It is 20 million light years. It is the only star-like source belonging to the galaxy we are observing. And after the supernova explosion, the brightness of that dying star increased a few billions of times, making possible for a single star to show to our beautiful eyes despite the huge, extremely huge distance. So I really wanted to start with this amazing firework. I'm just collecting a few more images because I will be using those images, of course, for our archives, our own personal science, because the Virtual Telescope project not only is sharing with you the beauty of the cosmos in real time, every time, like tonight, but we are also doing science. Just minutes before I started this live feed, I managed to confirm one near-Earth object just discovered and waiting for confirmation by other observers before to be officially announced. I will wait for these 30 seconds or so before moving to another beautiful galaxy. I love galaxies, and June the month bringing us the solstice, the summer solstice for those like me living in the northern hemisphere, and the winter solstice for those our friends living on the southern hemisphere, is at the beginning of the evening, offering us plenty of galaxies. So we will say goodbye to the supernova. Again, this is the supernova, and now I will ask the system to go and visit another beautiful place, another truly amazing galaxy, my friends. Messier 51, the famous Whirlpool Galaxy. And here we are. Ask the system to move. As you can see, the yellow circle, the yellow crosshair is where the telescope is pointing. The red crosshair is where the new object we want to see is placed. And when the two crosshairs are just superimposed, it just means we are arrived. So I capture a very quick exposure like I did earlier, to be sure we have the galaxy and that we can recognize something, also to satisfy your huge curiosity to have an idea of the next target. How beautiful this is, my friends. Look here. There is also a companion, as we can very easily say by looking here. I think we have such a very beautiful view, and now I want to do something that is taking a 2 minutes exposure, this time collecting light for 2 minutes, my friends. We have just observed, as I said, the Messier 101 hosting a very bright supernova. We offered a special live feed a couple of weeks ago just about that supernova, so you can check on our YouTube archive if you want to see. And that is Messier 101, a galaxy which is about 21, more or less 21 million light years, more or less, in distance. So in a cosmic perspective, of course, it is relatively close. Now we are observing the legendary Whirlpool Galaxy, such a very beautiful edge-on galaxy with a companion. The companion is here on the upper part of the frame. And what is great here is this. This galaxy was the very first to be recognized as a spiral structure, well before we understood that some of those fuzzy objects could be just outside the Milky Way. The idea that there are galaxies different from the Milky Way is more or less as a scientific knowledge about 1 century old. Much younger than expected by most of you, I believe. And this structure also inspired Van Gogh while painting the Starry Night with the strange swirling structure in the middle of the starry sky. Here we are observing about 30 million light years away, significantly farther than Messier 101. Look here, how beautiful, my friends, this vision is. Let me see if I can expand a bit. Let me to remove this. And let me see if I can enlarge a bit the structure and share with you the elegance here. Let me take even a longer exposure while observing this. 3 minutes. Meantime, we can really explore this. Just want to be sure Look here, my friends, how beautiful this cosmic island is. I'm just adjusting things in real time, hopefully showing you the real beauty of this outstanding galaxy. Look and enjoy. Perhaps we can enlarge this even more, giving you a better view. We are also blessed with a very stable atmosphere, offering these very fine details, my friends. We are waiting for a longer 3-minute exposure. You can see we are about 100 seconds left before we will see the next image of this galaxy enjoying this amazing couple. Keep in mind that here you can see like a bridge of light of stars. This arm is actually connecting the two galaxies. So these two galaxies are really real companions. This is not just perspective, as very often happens. For example, if you see this stars is incredibly closer belonging to the Milky Way than the galaxy. It is this proximity is just perspective, okay, an alignment, apparent alignment, while these two galaxies in this very case are real true proximity. And this here, this arm here is a clear evidence of the connection we are mentioning. In about 40 seconds we will be a deeper image of this cosmic island before we leave for another cosmic place, my friends. I love jumping back and forth from the Milky Way to the outer space and back. I want to show you later. Let's wait for these few seconds. Now the image is converted to something the computer can read. Look here, how beautiful, my friends. It's a joy to bring something as beautiful to all of you. Now I want to come back to the Milky Way, and I want to show you a nice object not far apparently from this galaxy, but belonging to the Milky Way, so it is incredibly closer than the galaxy, showing the same portion of the sky as seen from the Earth, the Ursa Major. And let's go there. Let me see what we are going to spot there. We are there, and we take a preview image. When you see M101, M51, M97, that letter M is for Messier, Charles Messier, the French astronomer who in the 18th century managed to classify many of these fuzzy objects because he loved looking for new comets, and to the telescope these fuzzy objects just resemble a comet. They are false alarms, so he decided to classify all those false alarms in order to avoid them. Here we are. On the bottom right you see a reflection from a star on the border. And now I go and take an image of this new gem. And let's see. This pale light is the gas. Is coming from the gas released by a very old star with more than 10 billion years, similar, very similar to our sun, same mass, so basically same life. And as our sun will do, like our sun will do in about 5 billion years, this one, which is of course much older, is already creating such a planetary nebula, as we call it. And of course the dying star is the one in the very center, but I am confident we will see this object much better in the image we are waiting in about 10 seconds by now, brought to you live via the Virtual Telescope project. I hope you are having fun with us, enjoying these beautiful things. And look here at this amazing envelope here. This is of course the Planetary Nebula, which is a nicknamed hole. You can perhaps have an idea here of the eyes of the hole, and this very delicate gas structure is just the envelope released by this dying star without any explosion, because low mass stars like sun, our sun, will not explode like a supernova, like the one we spotted at the beginning. They have a gentle instability, just releasing a very small amount of their mass, just expanding, creating this nebula. Over the time, this will expand and fade, while this star in middle, the dying star, the artist which made this masterpiece, will just slowly transform itself in a white dwarf without any nuclear reaction surviving in its nucleus, my friends. For the record, look here. This is a galaxy in the same direction, but incredibly far away from us. Matter of perspective, as I said. But now I want to try to show you another wonderful object while we approach the end of this live feed. Okay. Also here a very small galaxy, by the way, like a grain of rice. Keep in mind this microscopic grain of rice is actually a galaxy with hundreds of billions of stars and hundreds of billions of planets. How many planets like our Earth could be there in what we see as a pale grain of rice? Time to go and see a huge masterpiece now in the Hercules constellation. And let me see if I can show you this time as well the telescope moving, now that we are really moving for a huge distance. Here we are, my friends, and go. You can see the telescope moving in the night with some stars on the background. It is the telescope is apparently slowly dancing. While you can see here the two. Okay, it's stopped. And in fact, moving back to the console, we can try to have a quick look here and see what we have. Waiting for a few seconds for this preview, and we can see a very rich portion of our Milky Way, actually in a halo, in a sort of halo, just embracing the galaxy, the spiral structure, the galactic halo. And this is a globular cluster, and this is the north king, the globular cluster, Messier 13 in the Hercules constellation. And I want to show you this amazing object, my friends. With in all its glory, as a grand finale here, with a long 2 minutes long exposure, my friends. This preview is clearly showing the nature of this amazing object. Many stars, hundreds of thousands of stars, just concentrated within a few light years. Okay, and this is of course giving a resulting star density, making possible in the very center of these globular clusters. I mean, it is making possible for stars in the center to touch almost. This one is about 150 light years. So imagine a sphere more or less with a diameter of 150 light years, and you have 100,000 of stars in that sphere. Incredible, my friends. And we are waiting for 40 seconds before we will see this beauty face to face, an experience and a vision brought to you by the Virtual Telescope project. Happy to be live, waiting for a handful of seconds to have this live image. Here we are, my friends. Look here. Let's enlarge a bit so we can enjoy the richness here. Look, it's amazing to say the least, I think. How rich this object is for our joy, for the joy of those like you and me looking at this right away. Messier 13, brought to you in real time via the Virtual Telescope project facility in Italy. And I think that with this object we can say goodbye to our sky. We explored up there for 30 minutes via our technology, and I kindly remind you that you can support our project if you want. As you can see, you have free access to our live feeds every time, but you know, paying the technology here is not easy. If you want to support us, you are very welcome, and you are invited to visit www.virtualtelescope.eu website and from there you can easily locate the donate section offering your support. I want to thank those of you supporting our project, making possible for the world to join such a truly advanced facility, enjoying for free, everyone, everywhere, the beauty of the common universe we share. It was a pleasure for me, Gianluca Masi, Rome, Italy, to bring to you the masterpiece of the June sky. I'm looking forward to see you soon, the next live feed. Perhaps you already noted this. In 3 days, June 11, we will share the potentially hazardous asteroid 1999 XT live again via our website. I wish you the very best. Thank you for joining, and please consider supporting the Virtual Telescope, donating to www.virtualtelescope.eu. Take care, my friends, and keep looking at the stars with us.